वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे कुलारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्ण प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः नमो नमः. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining. Welcome to the Bhagavad Geeta class. We have made inroads into the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Geeta. Bhagavad Geeta is part of Mahabharata. It is one of the centerpieces of Mahabharata. As I mentioned last week also, the cream of all Shastras are contained in Mahabharata. What you cannot see in Mahabharata, you cannot see anywhere. And what is there in Mahabharata alone, it is expressed, revealed in other Shastras. If you keep all Shastras on one pan and Mahabharata alone on another pan of the scale, this scale where Mahabharata is kept weighs heavier. That is why it is called as Mahabharata. Great heavy. It is extremely heavy, not only the physical volume but also in terms of the contents. And it is in the scriptures, it says even Brahma also is contemplating on the deeper meaning of Mahabharata, what really it is trying to convey. And Vedavyasa says Mahabharata is composed by him. He has brought out Mahabharata because the Vedas are not easily accessible for the general public. He wants to bring the message of Shastra to the ordinary people level. Even the householder can understand that one. And I mentioned previously also, we may not know how many Vedas are there, we may not know how many Upanishads are there, we may not know how many Puranas are there, but everyone in India, whether villager or a city person, everyone knows about Mahabharata and Ramayana. Without reading the Shastras, somehow it has come through. The message of Ramayana and Mahabharata has gone into the ordinary people's level. That is the beauty of Mahabharata and Ramayana. Mahabharata, it talks about the all dimensions of human existence: dharma, artha, kama and moksha. The foundation of our what should be the foundation of our life? Mahabharata, Vedavyasa says the foundation should be on value based. Now everyone's foundation is artha based. Money is the foundation of our existence. Hook or crook make money. That is the goal of people. Whereas Mahabharata says when the dharma has become a foundation, above that one, artha, kama and moksha, they are tenable, they are sustainable. If the value is not there, if you are trying to build a castle on kama or artha, entire castle will collapse. And that is the message Vedavyasa has given. That message is relevant even today, not only even now, in the future also. Value-based living alone is sustainable. Last week I touched upon the story of Shantanu. Shantanu got married to Ganga, And Ganga, at the time of marriage, she gave a condition: you should not question me whatever I do. The moment you question me, I will leave. Ganga knew about her purpose of coming down to imprecate, to relieve the Vasus of the curse from Vasishtha. They were trying to steal the Kamadhenu, and all Vasus, they said, we all will be born and die, we will come back, but one person, head of that one, head of the Ashtavasu, he will take our lifespan, he will live for 800 years. Ganga used that one an excuse, and as soon as the first 7 children are born, deliberately she threw them into the Ganga to relieve them as per their wish. They did not want to live on the earth, they went back. And Bhishmacharya took upon himself the lifespan of others, and he continued to live for 800 years. Shantanu got married to Satyavati. Satyavati was brought up by fisherman Dasharatha Raja. Dasharatha Raja knew Satyavati is from the princely class. He is only a custodian. He was only a custodian. And the first son of, before the marriage to Shantanu, through Parashara Muni, that lineage, Vasishta's son, Shakti, he was killed by Vishwamitra, because Vasishta's Kamadhenu killed all Vishwamitra's retinue, and they tried to drag the Kamadhenu out of revenge. Vishwamitra, at that time, Kaushika Raja, he killed Vasishta's son, Shakti. At that time, Vasishta's the son's daughter-in-law, she was pregnant, and when Vasishta was very dejected, my son has died, what is the point in living? He wanted to commit suicide, he wanted to jump from the cliff, he wanted to jump on the water, he wanted to burn himself. Whatever method he tried, he could not be killed. Then, out of dejection, as he was walking, then he heard Veda's voice. Somebody is chanting Vedic mantra. Then he went near. Where is it coming? It is from his daughter-in-law's stomach. That baby is chanting the Vedic mantra, and that was Parashara Muni. That Parashara, a son, Vedavyasa. When Parashara, through Satyavati, a son was born who was none other than Satyavati was before the marriage itself. The son was born none other than Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa, the moment he was born, he grew up, moment he was born, and he made a promise to mother. Whenever you think of me, I will come to your aid. Now I will go. So Vedavyasa left, and after the marriage, Satyavati and Shantanu, they had 2 children. One is Chitrangada and Vichitra Virya. Chitrangada got killed while fighting with a Gandharva. Vichitra Virya got married to Ambika and Ambalika, and he had tuberculosis. He died. He did not have any children. So Satyavati did not know how this my family is ending. I want to continue the family. So Satyavati thought of her son Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa said, send your daughter-in-law to me. They should not get scared looking at me. And before that, Vedavyasa said, let your daughter-in-law make a sadhana vrata for 1 full year. Strict vrata, I will tell them how to do. Satyavati said, 1 year it is too long. Who has time for 1 year? I want the children now. They can't wait. They are not prepared to do any sadhana. So, Vedavyasa said, okay, send your daughter-in-law. They should not get scared looking at me. And when Ambalika went, looking at Vedavyasa, he appeared very fearful, fierce. Looking at that one, Ambalika could not look at Vedavyasa. She closed her eyes. And then after that, Vedavyasa said, what a tragedy. You closed your eyes. The son will be born without eyes. He will be a blind son, will be born. So it is, Dhritarashtra was born blind. And the Satyavati said, I want another one. She sent another daughter-in-law, Ambalika, and she instructed her not to close the eyes, looking at the Vedavyasa. She was very careful. She went there with her eyes like this. I am not closing, but looking at that one, she was so scared. And so scared, she became very pale, and the son was born very pale with some skin disorder also. Very pale, very white, and it's looked anemic. That son was none other than Pandu. And this Satyavati thought, both are not in a very excellent case. Second one is somehow better than the first one. And she asked Ambika to go again. She said, sorry, I am not going. And instead, what she did, she had a maid servant. She asked her to go. Very devoted lady. She went to Vedavyasa with folded hands. She was not at all scared. And a son was born. And Vedavyasa said, this son was born through a maid servant. Will be a very pious, very noble, well regarded, well respected by the society. That son was none other than Vidura. Vidura was an incarnation of Yama, and one incarnation of Yama, Vidura. Pandu is one of the incarnation of 48 Maruts. 48 types of Maruts are there. One of them was Pandu. Dhritarashtra was one of the Ashtavasus. One of the Vasus was, his original name was also Dhritarashtra. He was born. From Pandu, so a blind person cannot be a king. So they made a Pattabhisheka to Pandu to rule the kingdom. The elder brother, because he was incapable, he was blind and differently abled, he was not allowed to become a king. And so Pandu ascended to the throne, and the story will continue from next week. How the Pandavas were born. Dhritarashtra was married to Gandhari from Gandhara Desha, present Afghanistan, very pious lady. She heard her husband was blind. She thought, if my husband is blind, I have no right to enjoy the world. So I also won't see. She put a band around her eyes. Gandhari, very pious lady. And when she came, she brought her brother along. Very wicked brother, Shakuni, to look after. Her father sent her brother also along, a wicked brother Shakuni, to look after the sister. Like Kaikeyi also came from Afghanistan, and with her to look after Kaikeyi, the Kaikeyi Desha Raja, he sent a maid servant called as Manthara. Manthara was a helper for Kaikeyi. Helper, she played a major role in Ramayana, wicked role. And here, who's that? Gandhari's brother Shakuni played a very villain role like Manthara, and to groom Duryodhana into the negativity to the core. How the Mahabharata story opens from the brother of through Gandhari's brother. He played a very villain role, whereas in Ramayana, Kaikeyi's helper Manthara played a very it's a villain role in shunting Lord Rama to the forest. Though they played a villain role, had Manthara was not there, had Lord Rama did not go to forest, we would not have been reading Ramayana now. Had Shakuni was not there and colluded with Duryodhana, had Pandavas not gone to incognito and forest, we would not have been reading about Mahabharata, Bhagavad Geeta. They played a major role in Mahabharata. Because of them, we are reading Mahabharata, though they played a wicked role and they went to the nether worlds. But everyone plays a role, whether they go up with the role or down according to their karma, according to their svabhava. But because of them, we are still reading Ramayana and Mahabharata. Turn on the light. Shri Arjuna uvacha. Sannyasam karmanam krishna. Punar yogam ch shansasi. Yach chhreya etayor ekam. Tanme bruhi su-nishchitam. And in the previous chapter, in the fourth chapter, Shri Krishna says, yoga-sannyasat karmanam. Yoga, with sannyasa, you do the karma. Then Arjuna wanted, from the beginning, he wanted to run away. He thought running away was sannyasa. And when he heard you do your karma-yoga with sannyasa, he asked the question, pertinent question, you are praising the sannyasa as well as karma-yoga, then why are you, tell me which one I had to follow. Your ambiguity, your expression, you are praising that one and this one, tell me clearly which one is I should do. I am already confused. Don't confuse me further. Don't give me the option. Tell me in black and white. As I mentioned, Arjuna means white, Krishna means black. Tell me in black and white so that I clearly understand. At the end of my Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna realized he thought he was white. In fact, Lord is alone white. He himself is dark. He was in dark. And he says, Nasto moha smritir labdva, all my darkness have gone. He confesses that one. And Shri Bhagavan uvacha. Sannyasah karma-yogash. nihshreyasa-karavubhau. Tayostu karma-sannyasat. karma-yogo vishishyate. Sannyasa and karma-yoga, definitely both are good. Both are good. And tayostu, between them, karma-sannyasat, higher than the karma-sannyasa, karma-yoga is better. Karma-yoga, I mentioned karma-yoga is a selfless action, is called as karma-yoga. And karma-sannyasa, not interested in the result, not interested in the outcome, is karma-sannyasa. Karma-yoga is the selfless action. Not interested in desired outcome is called as karma-sannyasa. Doing the selfless action is karma-yoga. Jneyah nitya-sannyasi.
Jneyah nitya-sannyasi.
Yo na dveshti na kankshati.
Yo na dveshti na kankshati.
Nirdvandvo hi maha-baho.
Nirdvandvo hi maha-baho.
Sukham bandhat pramuchyate.
Sukham bandhat pramuchyate.
Jneyah nitya-sannyasi. No, jneyah means understand that one, he or she is the nitya-sannyasi, is the one. Yo means that person, na dveshti na kankshati, not hates when things doesn't come, no kankshati, not aspires for that one, craving. There is no craving, or when things doesn't come according to one's preference, not dveshti, doesn't hates. That is called as a nitya-sannyasi. That person is called as a nitya-sannyasi. Nirdvandvo hi maha-baho. There is no nirdvandvo hi maha-baho. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate. And nirdvandvo. And there is no duality in person's life. Whatever happens, it's for good. That person's approach. Nirdvandvo hi maha-baho. Person with big shoulders. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate. That person, and it's one who has overcome the comfort. Always not aspiring for comfort. For example, a group of us are going to Himalayas in June. I told the group, you should not expect the comfort while you are going. And if you are expecting the comfort and sadhana cannot go together. You should be willing to sacrifice something for getting something higher. That sukham bandhat, get over the concept of this is what I want, and try to extend this sadhana. Himalayan trip will notice it will stretch our boundary. We go beyond our limitation. We stretch our comfort zone. How, when we come back, we realize how our personality has expanded. We have pushed our limits. In the comfort zone of the Melbourne or wherever cozy room, we have never tested our boundary. This pilgrimage yatra helps in stretching the boundary of our sadhana. Sankhya-yogau prutak bala.
Sankhya-yogau prutak bala.
Pravadanti na panditaha.
Pravadanti na panditaha.
Ekam apyastita samyak.
Ekam apyastita samyak.
Uvayo vindate phalam.
Uvayor vindate phalam.
Sankhya-yogau, it's like jnana or sannyasa. Sankhya-yogau prutak bala pravadanti na panditaha. Prutak. The bala means childish people, immature people. They think the sannyasa is totally different to karma-yoga. Shri Krishna says these are told by the childish people, immature people, na panditaha, not the one who is a scholar, one who is evolved. That person never talks like this. Ekam apyastita samyak uvayo vindate phalam. If you are established in karma-sannyasa, you are established in karma-yoga. By establishing in one, you will get a phala of the other. You will get the result of the other. and karma-sannyasa means if you want to become a great leader, if you want to do a selfless service, you should not have a personal agenda for yourself. If I want to do a selfless service, if I have a personal agenda in my endeavor and wanting to do selfless service, karma-yoga never will come out. There should not be any personal agenda. When there is no personal agenda, I have sacrificed all my comforts, and there is no personal agenda, and there is nothing I am aspiring out of this one. That itself become karma-sannyasa. Karma-sannyasa's footing is a must for karma-yoga. So is without karma-yoga, karma-sannyasa alone will not help. Both have to go hand to hand. They are like two sides of the coin. Yat sankhye prapyate sthanam.
Yat sankhye prapyate sthanam.
Tad yogairapi gamyate.
Tad yogairapi gamyate.
Ekam sankyam cha yogam cha.
Ekam sankhyan cha yogam cha.
Yapashyati sapashyati.
Yapashyati sapashyati.
Yapashyati sapashyati means, that person sees who really sees. Sees what? One who sees the height you reach through karma-sannyasa and karma-yoga are the same. You will go to the same heights, whether through the selfless action or karma-sannyasa, relinquishing the desired outcome, and you are doing the action. Doing that one, both will take you to the great heights. Same heights, and one who sees this one really sees. Not to say my path is better than that path. Shri Krishna says, whether through karma-sannyasa or karma-yoga, you will ascend to the same great heights in life. Sannyasastu maha-baho.
Sannyasastu maha-baho.
Dukkam aptum ayogataha.
Dukkam aptum ayogataha.
Yoga-yukto munir brahma.
Yoga-yuktor munir brahma.
Na chhreya digacchati.
Na achhreya digacchati.
Sannyasastu maha-baho. If you are doing the karma-sannyasa, dukkam aptu ayogataha. Without karma-yoga, only karma-sannyasa path will be very difficult. It will, you will incur so many hurdles and you cannot make a progress. Because I mentioned both of them go hand in hand. Karma-sannyasa, relinquishing the personal desire to do the selfless action. I don't have any personal agenda within. And with only that one won't help. I should do my selfless action. If I do not have any personal agenda and not doing anything in my life, I will become very dull and I will be a depressing person for myself and for others. Not only I have to relinquish the selfish motive, and also I must engage myself in selfless action. Both have to go together. Yoga-yukto munir brahma na chhreya digacchati. One who is engaged this way with selfless action, the karma-sannyasa, that sannyasi, karma-sannyasi, munir brahma, and that person will realize the highest, not in a distant future, not too far off. Yoga-yukto.
Yoga-yukto.
vishuddhatma,
vishuddhatma,
vijitatma,
vijitatma,
jitendriyah,
jitendriyah,
sarva-bhutatma,
sarva-bhutatma,
bhutatma,
bhutatma,
kurvannapi,
kurvannapi,
na lipyate.
na lipyate.
And at the same time, now Shri Krishna is talking about karma-yoga. One, by doing the selfless action is a must for purifying ourselves. Why community work one should be engaged? Why always we should not be working for somebody, working for money? You have to do in your life, you have to work for not for money. That is called as community work. Everyone must be doing a community work. Why that in the 9 to 5 everyone is working for money? Beyond that one, Shri Krishna is saying that everyone must do community work. Why? To purify oneself. Otherwise, if we are working only 9 to 5, we think we are purifying ourselves. Shri Krishna says there is no inner purification. Purification happens only through karma-yoga. Yoga-yukto vishuddhatma. By doing the karma-yoga, by purifying oneself, inside antakarana gets purified. Vijitatma jitendriyah. Atma, one. Atma means mind. Atma means body, Atma means mind, Atma means soul, Atma means God. Here Vijitatma means one gets a control over the mind. Vijitatma, jitendriyah. One gets control over the senses. Now senses are running amok. How to control the senses? Shri Krishna says, engage yourself in karma-yoga. Jitendriyah. Sarva-bhutatma-bhutatma. See the same Lord pervading everywhere in all beings. Maybe they be birds or other animals in and over your house. Birds may be coming to your house every morning and chirping, and throw a morsel of food for them. They will sing in joy for you. Look after the other animals. We are humans, we are claiming ourselves to be highly evolved. When we have scaled up in the ladder of evolution, we have a responsibility to look after the lower beings. That is sarva-bhutatma-bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. Doing action such a way na lipyate. One is not tainted. One won't get bound by doing the action this way. Karma-yoga you are doing selfless action. Not every action and how much you are paying, what I am going to get. Do the community work and selfless work to purify yourself and to calm your mind, purify your mind, to control your senses and see the all-pervading Lord everywhere. Kurvannapi na lipyate. Doing action such a way that person is no longer tainted. We had done up to here. Naiva kinchit.
Naiva kinchit.
Na eva.
Na eva.
Kinchit.
Kinchit.
Karo.
Karo.
Iti.
Iti.
Yukta.
Yukta.
Manyeta.
Manyeta.
Tattva-vit.
Tattva-vit.
Pashyan.
Pashyan.
Shrunvan.
Shrunvan.
Sprishan.
Sprishan.
Jigran.
Jigran.
Ashnan.
Ashnan.
Gachan.
Gachan.
Swapan.
Swapan.
Shwasan.
Shwasan.
Pralapan.
Pralapan.
Visrijan.
Visrujan.
Grihnan.
Grihnan.
Unmishan.
Unmishan.
Nimishan api.
Nimishan api.
Indriyani.
Indriyani.
Indriyartha.
Indriyartha.
Yeshu.
Yeshu. कर्मेषु
vartanta
वर्तन्त
iti
इति
dharayan.
धारयन्.
Shri Krishna is talking about the previous sloka, kurvannapi na lipyate, doing whatever one does, no more gets tainted. And karma-yoga, Shri Krishna is talking about what is karma-yoga. He further elaborates on naiva na eva kinchit, whatever with integrated mind one does the karma-yoga, manyate tattva-vit, understands the essence of karma-yoga. One, Pashyan, seeing, Shunvan, hearing, Sprushan, feeling through the senses, Jigran, smelling, whatever smell we are smelling, Ashnan, whatever we are dining, Gachan, wherever we are walking, Swapan, whenever you are snoring, lying down, sleeping, Swapan or dreaming. Swapan also means dreaming or sleeping. And Shwasan, you are breathing, you are inhaling and exhale, breathing. Pralapan, you are gossiping or talking. It's a loose talk. Pralapan means you are gossip, chit-chatting or talking. Pralapan. Visrijan, you are excreting. Grihnan means holding. And unmission, opening your eyes. Or nimisha means closing your eyes. Nimisha in Sanskrita, for 1 minute we say nimisha. Nimisha means time. It's according to the science, time to blink. Every time we blink, how often you blink, that is called as nimisha. This is nimishan. And indriyarteshu, whatever you are doing through your senses, vartanta iti dharayan. One understands that one, indriyarteshu, I am not the doer. One understands that one. We all claim, because of me this is happening. Shri Krishna is giving the involuntary functioning. Eyes blinking is an involuntary functioning. It is not voluntary. Or excreting, that is also involuntary. And it wants to come out. And seeing, and we want to see. Many times I want to see, but I can't see. People say, can you show me? I can't see. Even seeing is not in our control. I want to hear. Humans can hear only up to the certain wavelength. Higher and lower pitch, we can't hear. Even hearing is not in our control. Pashyan, Shunvan, Sprushan, feeling, sensation also is not in our control. And doctors, if you go to the doctors, they feel whether you have sensation in the tip of the fingers. Sensation, jigran, taste buds have become dull. I can't taste some things. Some person other day he was saying that he can't taste salt. That in the tongue, salt function is not working. Certain portion, even tongue functioning, it's not in my control. Ashnan, eating, gachan, walking, swapan, swashan, I want to sleep, I am not getting sleep. And breathing, I have breathing problem. Breathing is not in my control. And people say that person breathed his last. He wanted to breathe, but he could not breathe. So that was his last breath. Even breathing is not in our control. And pralapan, I want to talk, I can't talk. I want to express, I can't express. Pralapan, Visrajan, I want to go to toilet, I can't go to the toilet. Other person, other day someone was saying that his father, it says, urine functioning has stopped. Doctor said his time has come to an end. Even when the urination stops or the excretion stops, we don't know. Other day, one colleague was saying that his father could not go to toilet. That excreta, it started coming up instead of going down. It started coming up, filling up his lungs, and he used to vomit out. That, and he died. That is also a condition. In the old age, we don't know that how the condition is. Even stool also, if it is not, it is he started vomiting it out, and after a couple of days he died. And excretion, visrajan, grihnan, holding. I can't hold. There is no sensation in my, I don't have grip. I can't close my fingers. Grihnan. Then I can't close my eyes or open my eyes. Nothing is in my control. One realizes, in fact, I can't do anything in my life. Why I should claim that I am the doer? The karma-yogash here, it opens up. A real karma-yogi realizes he or she cannot do even a single bit. Even my breath is not in my control. Even excretion is not in my control. Hearing is not in my control. Holding is not in my control. Walking is not in my control. And the feeling is not in my control. Nothing is in my control. How can I say that this outcome is in my control? If in Ukraine and Russia war, if Russia is claiming that they are in control and Shri Krishna is opening the eyes, nothing is in your control. You think you are in control. It is happening according to the wish of somebody. Things are happening according to the wish. We, out of ego, we say it happened because of me. Suffering has caused because of me. I am suffering. I am enjoying. This is, we claim ourselves. We are responsible. In Mahabharata, there is a story, Vedavyasa, in the story, many gopis were there, and he told gopis, there was a heavy flood. He said they saw Vedavyasa having a sumptuous meal, and in front of them he said, if I have been fasting all through, if I have not eaten anything, may I be able to cross this river. May I be able to walk on this river. And saying so, he walked on the river. These gopis, they said, we saw you just now eating. Then how did you say that you did not eat anything? He said, I am not the doer. That the moment we claim, I am enjoying, I am eating, I am nourishing, I am celebrating. The moment I is there, then you are the doer. Vedavyasa says, that message he is showing. You are not the doer. You can't even eat. While eating, not to claim that I am the enjoyer. Enjoyer that offer everything to the Lord. I am not the doer. That person alone excels. In Puranas also, many Mahatma story also is there. We, for us, we claim we are doing this one. For that person, there is sin attached, karma attached. When I do not take responsibility for anything. I am not the doer. Karma no longer binds that person. Why? The karma, kurvan api na lipyate. In the previous one it says, for us, the whatever I do, and if I do something, if I yell at somebody, if I scream at, and I say I did that one, karma comes. When whatever I am doing, I am not doing. I am not taking any responsibility for that person. Karma will never bind that person. How one can unshackle from the bondage of karma, Shri Krishna is talking about through karma-yoga. You can't do anything, even your breathing is not in your control. Why claim that you are doing that one? Because of you, company is running. Because of you, your organization is running. Without you, organization cannot run. Why claim that one? Nothing is happening because of you. Everything is happening because of him. You are mere an instrument. Whatever things are getting done through you, you offer it back to the Lord, not to take any responsibility for success or failure. That way, karma won't bind. Shri Krishna elaborately gives through various senses. Simple things we think, I am seeing, I am hearing, and nothing you can do. Nothing you can do in your life. Only the moment he left the body, though same eyes, same ears, you can't hear anything. Because of what you are able to hear, that is the Supreme Lord. The offer, dedicate everything to him. That way, karma no longer binds you. Brahmanya, repeat this one, these two shlokas. Naiva kinchit karomiti.
Naiva kinchit karomiti.
Yukto manyeta tattva-vit.
Yukto manyeta tattva-vit.
Pashyan shrunvan sprishan jigran.
Pashyan shrunvan sprishan jigran.
Ashnan gachan swapan shwasan.
Ashnan gachan swapan shwasan.
Pralapan visrijan grihnan.
Pralapan visrijan grihnan.
Unmishan nimishan napi.
Unmishan nimishan napi.
Indriyani indriyarteshu.
Indriyani indriyartheshu.
Vartanta iti dharayan.
Vartanta iti dharayan.
Brahmanyadaya.
Brahmanyadhaya. Brahmanya.
Adaya.
Adaya.
Karmani.
Karmani.
Sangam tyaktva.
Sangam tyaktva.
Karoti yaha.
Karoti yaha.
Lipyate nasa.
Lipyate nasa.
Papena.
Papena.
Padmapatra.
Padmapatra.
Ivambasa.
Ivambasa.
Brahmanya adhaya karmani. I am doing all my whatever I am doing for as an offering to the Supreme Lord. I am doing whatever I am doing, all my actions are dedicated to the Lord. Naham karta. That is why in our yoga class also we say, Naham karta, hari karta. I am not the doer. And in Bhagavatam also there is a shloka, Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va anusrata svabhavat karomi yadya sakalam parasmai narayana-yeti samarpayami. Whatever I do, kaya through the body, vacha, manasa, talking or thinking, and I am not the doer. Whatever buddhyatmana, through the intellect, atma swabhava, I am doing according to my own instinct. Whether right or wrong, I don't know. And I offer everything to the Lord. I don't want to take any responsibility out of this one. And we say that one, this mantra I told everyone to chant before going to bed. Whatever in the daytime, whatever knowingly or unknowingly, whether right or wrong, I don't know, you will offer it to the Lord. And naham karta, same thing here, whatever you are doing, you are dedicating it to the Lord. Sangam tyaktva karoti yaha, not attached to the what I want in my this outcome, desired outcome, hankering after the result. Lipyate, that person, how is that person? Lipyate nasa papena, that person won't be tainted by any karma bondage, no sin get attached to that person. Like Padma Patra Iva Ambasa. Ambasya Pare Mahato Mahiyan. There is a mantra. Amba means water. Amba, Padma Patra Vivambasa. Lotus petal, Padma Patra, lotus leaf. It resides in the water, but very fresh. There may be a droplet of water on the lotus leaf, but it remains as a droplet. It doesn't get spread like on a blotting paper. Though it resides in the water, muddy water, the leaf is very fresh. Lotus petals are very fresh. At the same time that lotus grows in a muddy pond. Muddy pond, if you think this lotus petal doesn't require water, it is not at all affected. If you pull the lotus out of water, the lotus withers, the leaves fall down. It says you have to be like a lotus in the muddy water. This world is like a muddy water. Not to think running away is the solution. In the past, in the present, in the future, world is like this. So much of negativities are there, so much of it's a negative energy around. Running away, thinking that I had enough, I have nothing to do with this world, is not a solution. You have to be like a lotus in the muddy water. Remain always fresh, not to get contaminated by the mud of the pond. So muddy water, leaf is not getting soiled. Lotus is still fresh. Can you be like that? In this world, remain in this world, do whatever you have to do, still remain fresh in your life, not to get contaminated by the surroundings. Not to get contaminated by the surrounding and you also become negative. The people in the office, everyone is taking bribe, I will also take bribe. Not to get contaminated that way. You are working, wherever you are working, maybe negative surrounding, where the people are negative, but still try to retain your freshness. Initially, people may mock at you, but at the end, you become an inspiration for others. You become an inspiration for others. Be like a lotus in a muddy water, Padmapatra Ivambasa. Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna, Arjuna thought, this war field, I don't want to fight the battle of this world, so contaminated, and so much of sin will come to me if I fight with my teacher, if I fight with my uncle, grandfather, my relatives. I'm so scared of the sin, I don't want to do, I have nothing to do with this, I want to go. Shri Krishna says, na karma lipyate nare. It's Shri Krishna says, lipyate nasa papena. Remain, do whatever you want. No sin will come to you. Do like a karma-yoga. Rather, if you try to run away, like pulling the lotus out of the water, your life is wasted. Whole life you will be regretting. I should have done that one. I should have done. Why I did not do? Why I did not do? I had an opportunity, I did not do. Then sin will come. Remain here and do whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. People initially they may ridicule you. There are 3 R's. 3 R's. If you are getting first 2 R's, that means you are on a right track. They talk about first R, when you are doing something, if people are rejecting you, this person is doing yoga, they start rejecting you. You are useless. They will reject you. The majority of people, your community, your relatives, they will reject you. The first, when they are rejecting you, that means it's a first sign that you are on a right track. Then second one, the second R, if you are still continuing, they start ridiculing you. They start making fun of you. Making, laughing behind you, passing comments and ridiculing you. When they are ridiculing you, most 95, 98, 99% of the people hearing these two, they will drop off. Oh, I can't withstand the rejection from my family. I can't tolerate the rejection from my friend circle. I can't tolerate the ridicule. The whole community is laughing at me. I can't tolerate. 99% of the people will drop off from their endure. But the third R is they start recognizing you. The community start recognizing you. Recognition, respect. They start respecting you to when you continue. Overcome your rejection, overcome your ridiculeness, you have overcome. Then comes respect and recognition in your life. Shri Krishna says, be like a lotus, not to run away, be wherever you are and remain fresh in your life. That is the karma-yoga. Doing that way, no sin can come near you. Vasudeva sutam devam
Vasudeva sutam devam
kamsa-chanuramardanam
kamsa-chanuramardanam
devaki paramanandam
devaki paramanandam
krishnam vande jagadgurum.
krishnam vande jagadgurum